Welcome to Your Future, Your Way, where we explore the many ways to reach your academic and professional goals. Whether you are a recent grad, considering career advancement, or even changing careers, this podcast is for you. There is more than one way to do higher education. This is Your Future, Your Way. My name is Alyssa Olick, Assistant Dean for Professional Degrees and Certificates, which is part of the professional programs at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. We are excited to share information, resources, and most importantly, stories from current and former students.
Before we start, we want you to know that the views, information, or opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views of the Division of Continuing Studies, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, or the Board of Regents.
Many of our professional program graduates have said that work-life balance is the most important factor in the career they would like to pursue. For a majority of graduates, work-life balance comes before salary, benefits, job security, and job location. Kayla Lemon, a 2022 graduate of the Master of Science in Clinical and Health Informatics program, knows quite a bit about balance. She enrolled in the graduate program during the height of the COVID pandemic and ended the program while pregnant, all while maintaining a full-time job. She gives some advice to those who may be looking to go back to school while working and fulfilling personal obligations. Let's hear from Kayla.
Well, UW-Madison has always been near and dear to my heart. Got my undergrad there. And so it was definitely interesting when I was considering pursuing further education. Boy, would I love to have been a double badger. And so the Clinical and Health Informatics program at UW-Madison really piqued my interest. But truly, as I continued working in precision medicine research now for the last 5 years, we just collected and worked with tons of data. So I ended up looking into the program, talking with some individuals, and just really felt like this was the program for me. And so I took a dive into it, and here we are. I graduated, I did it, and it was such a great experience. I felt like there was a lot riding on this. Not only, it was time, it was money. I was going to attempt to do it while still working full time. And I was just really nervous. I had also been out of school for a decent long time, and I knew things had changed. But I knew that there was some flexibility in terms of this program being geared towards working adults. That made me feel a lot better, especially adults who are, have family obligations, work obligations, all the things that go along with being an adult. But also at the same time, I was looking into starting this program at a time of great uncertainty because the COVID pandemic was at its height. So I kind of felt like, this was a risky decision given the global uncertainty, but also felt like this might be a good decision given the global uncertainty. Maybe having this in my back pocket would help me depending on whatever happened. And I mean, this was like, nobody knew what the heck was going on during COVID. So I jumped right in and felt this was going to be really beneficial in the long run to kind of get me where I needed to go, and maybe help secure me some jobs in the future if things changed because of COVID. One thing that really stuck out to me was the approachability of everybody who worked within the program. The advisors were always there to have the monthly meetings that we had kind of with the whole cohort where we went over administrative items, but we went over icebreakers and just kind of getting to know each other. But I also felt that quite a few of the professors were really supportive of the students. And I felt comfortable going to the professors if I needed to, ask for an extension because maybe I had gotten COVID during finals week, maybe. And so it was really just a good feeling overall of just feeling supported. The other thing that I really enjoyed that this program helped create was kind of this really good cohort mentality. where you were working alongside these other adults who were working adults just like you, who had families just like you. And not only were you doing school projects with them, but you could also bounce ideas off of them about, wow, how do you tackle this with your full-time job? Or what are you seeing when you're struggling with this? My advice to anybody that's returning to school is have clear boundaries, especially if you want to do work during that time. Figure out what is work time, what is school time, what is family time, and how can you maybe integrate work and school together. Again, I was very lucky that a lot of times with the schoolwork we were doing, I was able to pull in my experiences from work, and pretty much all of my papers, I got to write about what I do. So it really was pulling in what I love into kind of the future of what I'm going to love, which was really great. But I think that's probably another piece of advice is make sure you have some sort of heart in this. If you're wanting just some letters after your name, this might not be the program for you. I found that everybody who just loved this program was because they had some sort of stake in it, whether they were working in it right now, or they wanted to work it into the future, or they loved systems thinking or human factors engineering. There was something that they could grab onto that they really enjoyed about the curriculum of this program.
We will return after this short break.
This episode of Your Future, Your Way comes from UW-Madison Professional Programs, offering over 90 graduate-level programs including online and evening and weekend options for working adults. For more details, visit us at go.wisc.edu/pro.
Enrollment coach Emma Davis works with many students like Kayla who are looking to add school to their busy lives. Emma talks about how she helps and advises students on how a master's degree or certificate can fit into their life.
My name is Emma Davis. I'm an enrollment coach for UW-Madison, and I like to think of enrollment coaches as ambassadors or tour guides to the university's different programs. So our job is really to make sure that prospective students, first and foremost, know whether or not a program is a good fit for them. And then as they're working through their application process, to make that process as smooth and easy as possible so we can connect you to grad school resources, find the right contacts for you in a program. We can even read your statement of purpose before you submit to make sure it's exactly where you want it to be. So don't think of us as someone that's here to sell the program to you. We're here to make sure you're absolutely certain that UW-Madison is the fit for you and you are the fit for UW-Madison. Before applying to graduate school, I encourage folks to think about, is the timing right for them? Is the program the right fit for them and their goals? Where are they going to get their funding resources? And that's asking schools about what financial support they may or may not have. Do you have a plan? And we're going to talk about this next too, but do you have a plan for balancing the other responsibilities in your life? Who is it going to impact? I also just think students should consider why they are going to graduate school, what their end goal is, and where their values might align with a specific school or program. Well, programs can support students when unexpected things happen in a variety of ways. And I think the most important thing for folks to remember who are coming into grad school is these programs want you to succeed. They do not want their students to fail. So if you are feeling like you're struggling, then first and foremost, ask for help. The advisors around you, the faculty members, your program coordinator, whoever you feel like is the most comfortable resource, ask them for help. And that might even be one of us enrollment coaches that you talked to months before. And it's our job to help push you in the right direction so we can connect you with somebody who's going to have the answers for you. And also think about in your own circle, the people around you, who are the people who are going to be supporting you and helping you. And there are all kinds of resources here on campus that are here to help you succeed. I think it is absolutely possible to be a student who is balancing work, their family, and school at the same time, just like Kayla had to do before she graduated from this program. And as she talked about, it's not only possible, but you can be a thriving student as well. Even though there's going to be struggles, there's absolutely going to be struggles. Nobody's going to lie to you and say going back to school and balancing work full-time is easy. It's not. But if you're willing to put in that time, if you're willing to ask for help from your resources around you, and if you find a program that's the right fit for you, it's going to be worth it as you invest in yourself to get to exactly where you need to be successful.
Thank you, Kayla and Emma, for sharing that great advice on how our listeners can add school to their work-life balance. If you would like to learn more, go to go.wisc.edu/pro to see how our degrees and certificates can expand your career potential and increase your knowledge in your area of expertise. You can also connect with an enrollment coach to learn how our programs can fit into your life. Join us next time to learn more about professional programs at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Learn how to shape your future your way.